Well, guys, another I don't know what you'd want to call it, a day or an hour, we'll say, at Home Depot. I'm telling you. I mean, I understand it. You know, some people just don't know what work is, apparently, but I don't know. I mean, a Home Depot doesn't pay a lot, but they pay pretty darn good. If I felt a little better, and I feel good, but yeah, I don't want to get up in the morning anymore and stuff like that, I go to work at Home Depot. But anyway, I go to Home Depot. First thing I do is I got to look for a cart. Now, you know the carts, not the flat cart and not the little carriage cart, but the carts with the uprights, so you can slide plywood and things in there, 2x4s. Well, I go into the pro side, the lumber side. That's where I park as well, because I needed a couple pieces of plywood, and I picked up 7 2x3s just to have them for around here in case I need them, seeing that I exhausted all my scrap wood. So I figured, well, I walk through the first set of doors, I look, no carts, none. I turn around, I look in the parking lot, a few cars. I walk in, there's probably 15 people in line at the pro desk, you know, at the pro register. They have one register open. So I go, okay, I got to find one of these carts because I need plywood. And it's a lot easier, for me anyway, to use those carts than it is the flat one. So let me venture on down. So I walk all the way down to the other end, to the main entrance. They had one. And don't you think that one is ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk. Yep, that's what it was. So I ka-chunked around the corner, and I said, oh, wait a minute. I need to get light bulbs. I need bulbs for outside. So I go into the bulb aisle where there are no outside bulbs. So, then they had a few so-called indoor-outdoor, but even the indoor-outdoor looked like an indoor. But meanwhile, I said, this isn't right. So I'm looking, and I'm looking. I'm in the bulbs. Am I missing something? Did they change the package? Did they change the box? So as I'm looking, I got that big ka-chunk cart with me. I don't like picking on them, but she was obese. And she worked there, which is fine. She's walking, and she has a little bitty flowered bag. Looks like a little lunch bag, you know, and she's walking from the back. So I'm thinking she was probably coming back from lunch. So she's walking back, right in the aisle that I'm at. She's about 5 to 8 feet, well, no more than that. I'm thinking maybe 12 to 14 feet away from me. And I turn around, and I said, excuse me. She stops in her tracks, and she jumps back like I'm going to attack her or something. I have no idea what she was thinking. But she jumped back. And she's staying back there while I'm talking to her. She's got on a mask. I got on a mask. So, you know, and I mean, by now she's probably 16 to 18 feet away. You know, I mean, it's like, am I even talking to her? She was so far away. I says, I'm looking for the outdoor floodlights. She goes, now, again, here's the aisle going towards the outside part. Here's where she is. I'm over here. I mean, we're like 2 aisles apart. And she says, they're over there, down that aisle. Who let this girl in? I mean, you know, hello? You know, and I didn't have on my house coat, so I don't think she thought I was looking to get her in bed. I'd have to roll her in flour to find the wet spot. Anyway, I'm not picking on heavy people. As you can tell, I've got a few pounds on myself. But anyway, she says, I'll have to find somebody. I said, thank you. So she walks towards the courtesy desk, and she turns and she's out of sight. 20 minutes, nothing. I'm looking. I'm still looking. So I said, well, I have to get a couple of these type of lights anyway. So let me go look at those for now. And then if nobody's around, I don't see anybody, because I can see there from where I was. I'll have to just call or go to courtesy desk myself, one or the other. So anyway, looking for these was a nightmare. They have them all up and they have them marked. 12 inch for $12.95. I said, well, that's not too bad, a little 12-inch light. I want something to put in this little thing I'm building. And then they said, then they had other ones for $14.99. The skew didn't match, however. And they're all in that same bin. It tells you where and what section. And well, apparently they went up on the price, because everything in there was saying 22. And up there, it's saying 19. And I'm looking up there, and I'm looking at the code, and the barcode was the same. So I'm saying, why is that one up there marked, and this one down here isn't? Well, try to find somebody to find this out. So I ended up putting like 6 different types in my cart. And I said, when I get there, I'm going to tell them, listen, none of these things were where they're supposed to be. Nothing is what it says it is. So you scan them, and I'll tell you if I'm keeping them or not. And the guy says, not a problem, I understand. I'm at the pro desk now. But meanwhile, I have to get plywood. Now here's where it got good. I get to the area and I'm looking for plywood that's sky high. The prices are ridiculous. I was really surprised. A piece of crappy plywood is $40, $45. You know, this is stuff you used to buy for $19. You know, I mean, the corners are chipped, the laminate's peeling. So anyway, I went to the pro desk and I said, do you have anybody that can help me load 2 sheets of plywood? And the guy at the register said, yeah, I'll find somebody. Hold on. Because first, there was a guy who looked like the pro desk manager behind the desk, sitting down, talking to an employee, which was a woman. Young woman. It actually looked like the same one that I was trying to talk to earlier. But anyway, when I was talking about plywood, because she said, I'll be right with you, the guy behind the cash register said, no, let me get somebody to help you. Because she's not going to help me with plywood. So they get somebody to help me. His name was John. He was about 55 or so, give or take. And I said, I got to load a couple sheets of plywood on here. I said, I got a couple of questions first. I says, I don't need anything fancy. I don't want it falling apart. So you think I should use 111, or do you think I should just get some plywood? So he says, well, what are you doing? So I told him. He goes, well, it doesn't really make a difference. He goes, I got this over here. Want to look at it? So I go over there, and it was 3/4 inch, I think. Yeah. It was... no, it wasn't, but it was more than a half, so whatever it was. And it was all in decent shape. The corners were good. It was laying flat, which was nice. That's a good sign. He says, now this one, if you see it, he says, it's got a few little moldy spots on it. You know, and you're looking, and yeah, but it's not. You know what I mean? I'll show it to you when I bring it in. He goes, I'll give it to you half price if you want it. So that cost me 20 bucks. It was actually 48 for that one. So it cost me 24. Not bad. I can deal with that. He goes, if you want, we'll pull a couple more sheets off. Maybe we can find something. I says, hey, if you got time and it's going to save me money. So I'm helping him. We're moving a few sheets. You know, we're bullshitting. And we came up on another sheet to where a small piece of the laminate had peeled over this way. But it's still good. You know, all I got to do is this and put a little glue on it and you'll never know. And I don't even have to do that. I mean, it's a good piece. Again, I'll show it to you. Yeah, you can have that one half price too. I said, fine. So he helps me put it on the cart, and away I go. So anyway, after this ordeal with the bulbs, by the way, I go back to the bulbs. And I'm looking, and I'm looking, and I'm looking. Well, here's what I started to find. This is what I found two of these boxes, on the floor level shelf, kind of off to the corner. So the first thing I did was check for broke. And none of them are broke, none of them rattle. Now I did want to go with the new tile, the new style, you know, the LED one, but they didn't have any of those. So anyway, I grabbed the two that were there. Now these are 75 watt, but they supposedly only use 53 watts according to the box. So, yeah, and sometimes this stuff is like the news, you can't trust it. So meanwhile, I got those. Then the more I look, I said, let me look at some of these so-called indoor-outdoors. I go over, and I find these two. Oh, by the way, I got these for 22 and this one for 18. So, adjustable beam. So what the hell are they talking about? 800 lumens, 75 watts, supposedly only uses 9 watts. So that's kind of like the other ones with the one big in the middle. The lumens were a little bit lower on this one. However, the adjustable kind of says, what? So I take the bulb and I take it out of the box. And we got this thing here that has this adjustable, apparently. I haven't tried it yet, but apparently it's not adjustable. Oh, it is. Okay, this turns. Now, if it's turning, that's fine, but I guess it somewhat shadows some of the others because there's a little bit of a shadow on the lens there, if you can see it. It's kind of dimpled, or whatever you want to call it. There's a name for it, but I don't remember it now. And it does this, so you can go from here to here. So I guess when you screw it in, if you want a little bit more here, a little bit more there, it can kind of direct it a little bit. I don't know. But it was $9. No, I'm sorry. This one was $8, $7.99. Then they had the big one. Now you think, bigger, 90 watt. It's only 900 lumens though. 800 lumens, 900 lumens. So, well, let me see what they say. This one was $10.99, $11. So I open it up. I open up all the bulbs regardless because I've gotten bulbs out of there and I get them here and I open them up and they got cracks. They don't rattle, they don't shake, but they got cracks and they don't work. So I grabbed this one, and this is basically the same thing. Got the little gizmo on it, and it's a little bit bigger around. So I grabbed that one. Now, what I have found, with most of my lights anyway, they take the larger ones. However, I notice if I put the larger ones in, they burn out faster because the shade covers it just enough to where it just gets too hot and they blow. So I started using the 75 watts and they seem to work much better. The bigger ones work longer if the shade is cut back a little bit. If I happen to run across one, I'll show you what I'm talking about because then it has a chance to let some of that heat out of there. But then the bulb gets the elements, so it tends to go out quicker. So it's, either way, they got you. So I bought those. And then I said, all right, as long as I'm here doing this, I don't want to come back. Apparently this is the new thing now, and we don't have any chance of getting what we want. So I bought some more of these so-called whatever. I don't even know what this one is here. Let's just say 75 watt, 9.4 watt, 658 lumens. Not going to be the brightest bulb in the bunch, but that's where we're at. Now this one isn't adjustable, but it does have that. Now I'm wondering why they didn't put, I don't think that's a magnifying screen on there. So why didn't they just put a clear screen? Because you would have gotten more light. It could be though that with this it looks like one bulb instead of many, you know what I mean? So I'm sure there's a reason behind it. It is what it is, so I'm not going to bitch about it. And then I got 2 of those, and then I got the double 50. I don't know if this is adjustable or not. Suitable for enclosed fixtures, so it really doesn't get that hot. So that big one that I have, that I just put back someplace, even though it's bigger, it may not get that hot, so that hence it may not blow as fast. So anyway, I picked up some bulbs for outside.